Hello friends, welcome to Suraj ke classes once again. I'm bringing you a very informative video regarding the insulators. You must have seen many times while you are going across the city or when you are traveling, you must come across some of the towers where you see some spring kind of structure. So you may think of that what that is and why that is used. So that is more obvious because before doing the electrical engineering, I used to have this doubt in my mind that what this is. But after reading out, I am now clear. But many of you are still having doubt why these kind of things are used at the tower. So don't worry, just watch this video till the end. I'm making it sure that in this video you will get a clear idea regarding this structure and why this is used and how many it can be used in a one tower and how these things are calculated. So everything in detail we are going to cover. Just don't miss this video. Once again, welcome to Suraj K classes. Suraj K classes. Once again, I welcome you all. Well, let's start this video. So this is the view. This is the view when you are traveling or you are walking across your city. So you may find so many towers like this, and you must have seen this kind of structure. This is right. So this one you must have seen. Okay. And second thing that you might have seen, this is the second thing, that the wire at the top of these all wires, that single wire, you see the single wire at the top of all wire, single wire. Okay, so now let's discuss about this, what this thing is and why this thing is used, at towers. Let's start this video. This is the big view of this, that how this looks when you look it more closer. Then this is how it looks. Okay, so this is nothing but this is an insulator. The term itself is defining the use of it. Insulator means something that can insulate the two objects. Okay, something that is in between the two objects for the insulation purpose. Now what this thing is insulating? So that is our question. So first time when you see this structure looks like more like a spring structure. You know why this looks like spring? Because these discs are involved in this. You see the many discs are involved in this. That's why when you are looking it at from far away, you see it looks like a spring, but it is not that. Okay, it is not that. I will make it clear for you that what this is. This is actually an insulator, right? This entire thing is an insulator. The number of discs may vary from voltage to voltage. Now let's come back to the previous picture. This is a tower, and you must be knowing that this towers is carrying some amount of electricity, right? Some amount of electricity it is carrying through these wires. These are called transmission lines. Transmission lines means this is having some voltage, and that is supplying the voltage from city to city or at one place to another. And this tower is nothing but a base medium, a foundation medium, just to hold the lines, hold the transmission line. This tower is used. Now just think of it, if I am going to remove this and directly attaching this transmission line to this tower, then what will happen? Have you ever thought that what amount of electricity it is carrying? It is in number of thousands. Like it is having standard 11 kV, 33 kV, and you know what this kV is? 1 kV is equal to 1000 volt. Now you think of it, what is the meaning of 33 kV? What is the meaning of 66 kV, 220 kV? Okay, so this many huge electricity is carried by this single line. The single line is nothing but this is your transmission line, and this is carrying three phases. This is R, and this is Y, this is B, something like that. This is carrying three number of phases. They all are having some amount of electricity that is carried by all these three phases. In our home, if you see, the voltage is coming, that is nothing, 230 volt. You see, 230 volt, just a 230 volt is enough to kill a person. Okay, so that is very dangerous. Now just imagine that how much dangerous is this. 11 kV, 33 kV, 66 kV. Okay, so how many times it's more dangerous than your home electricity voltage. That is just 230 voltage enough to kill you. And now if you think of this 33, 66 and 220 kV, and there are more numbers, there are more higher voltage than 220 kV as well. So now you think of it, if I'm directly attaching this transmission line to this tower, then the entire amount of electricity would be flown through this tower, and at the ground, if someone is present at the ground, if some person is present, then he will get very high shock of electricity, and suddenly he will be, he would be dead. Person would be dead at very small amount of time, suddenly, instantaneously, immediately. Okay, so this is very, very dangerous. Now you just don't have to bother, because we are having an arrangement for this, and that arrangement that I'm talking about, that arrangement is nothing but insulator. That means to insulate this tower. Now coming back to this, that means to insulate this tower from these lines. Okay, this tower from these lines, there is a medium that is called insulator. Now how that works? Okay, so this is your line. Let's say this is 11 kV line, the base level of voltage 11 kV that is carried through the tower. Okay, and this is your tower. Let's see, this is your tower. Okay, I'm not so good at drawing, so just ignore it, but just understand the concept. This is your 11 kV line, and now this is your insulator. And this line is getting insulated by this insulator. Now no electricity would be able to flow this tower just because of this insulator. This is something like, let's take a general example. This is something like that you are insulating yourself from your house electricity, from your home electricity. How you insulate? Do you know how you insulate? How you get insulated? So you see, at your home, whenever there is a board installed, at that board, this is entirely made of plastic. Plastic is a good medium of insulation. So plastic is good medium. The switches, sockets, everything is made of plastic. That's why the electricity that board is carrying is not getting in touch with you, because that there is an insulating medium in between. That is nothing but your board or plastic board, right? And apart from this, the electricity lines that are underground or maybe over the wall, those are insulated by, the wires are insulated by the material. There is an insulating material on wire, right? Maybe that is made up of PVC or something, rubber or PVC. So, but there is an insulating medium on those wires. That is why the wires are not transmitting the electricity to your wall or to your board or to you directly, right? So this is the insulating medium. That is why it is very much necessary to keep the electricity insulated from the general human being. So this is the concept, and this is why this is kept on transmission line. So now I think the concept is clear that these insulators are not springs, they are insulators. Insulators to insulate the transmission line electricity to the general people. Now let's get into the detail. These are into structure of these discs. Okay, Now you must be thinking that how many discs can be used for particular transmission line. So there is a formula for this which is described, okay, which is described as, okay, number of insulator discs. I'm denoting it with N, and VL I'm denoting it with transmission line voltage. And let's suppose the insulator disc, one disc is having capacity to insulate 11 kV of voltage, then root 3 into 11. So this is the basic formula for finding out how many. If you know the number of discs, then finding out how many, what is the voltage level. Now let's see, now let's suppose there is a, okay, so now let's see, there is a single disc, there is a single disc if you see, or two discs if you see, then N is equal to 2, okay, there are two discs, okay. VL you want to find out, that is what is the transmission line voltage. Actually there are no two discs, I have never seen, but let's suppose there are two discs, okay, then root 3 into 11. Now if you multiply this, then you will come to know that 22 into root 3, this will be coming here, okay, then this would be your voltage. Then 22 into root 3, this would result around 35, I don't know, you just calculate, okay, this would be coming around something around 35, okay, 35, something like that. So this should be the voltage level, okay. Actually though no 35 kV voltage level is present in our system, 33 kV voltage level is present, okay. So this disc, the two disc, if you see on any tower, then this is representing the 33 kV insulation. That means transmission line voltage that is carried out by that particular tower, that is able to carry out 33 kV capacity of electricity, 33 kV. Now the next question is, what is this wire? Why these wires are installed? So do you think that these wires are, these wires, two things I would clear it out. Why only 3 insulators? Okay, that I have already covered, but I will now cover in detail. So why this top wire is installed? This is called ground or earth wire. This wire is potential free. This is having no voltage, okay. This is having no voltage, nothing is flowing through this wire. This is nothing but kind of surge arrestor. Whenever any surge happens, from in monsoon season, in rainy season, when clouds are there is a surge, surge of electricity at any time in monsoon season. This happens very lesser time in India, but if you go abroad, this happens very frequently. So whenever any surge happens, whenever any electricity, more number of electricity flowing, whenever there is a surge, lightning, that's called lightning. Whenever any lightning happens through clouds, this is a cloud, and whenever any lightning happens, then you don't know, infinite number of voltage or current is flowing, the power is flowing. And to prevent this line from that much amount of voltage or current, this would absorb the entire amount of electricity that is coming from lightning. Okay, so this is the use of this ground or earth wire. In case if this is not present, then that would be so much difficult to maintain these lines, because there would be a surge of voltage and current, and at your house there may be a possibility that your electrical appliances, your TV, refrigerator, your fans, everything would be blown off because high amount of voltage surge. or maybe the transformers are installed at substations are going to be busted, burned out. Okay, so that may happen. To prevent these hazards, prevent these incidents, this is a ground wire that is put at top of the this tower to prevent these all mishaps, this all accidents. Okay, now why only these three? As I have already covered previously, this is R. Electricity is always transmitted in three wire system, R, Y and B. Okay, this may happen that 11 kV towers, if you have seen at your villages or your in your around your house, there may be possibility that only two wires are going. Okay, so that may happen just because 11 kV is flowing, and there may be a system of three RYB and neutral. So that is for domestic supply only. So this is all about the towers, insulators, and this is about your this is about your doubt while you are watching these towers and what the things are. I hope everything is now clear and you have the clear idea why these things are happening, and someone asks you, then you are able to answer this. Thank you so much for watching this video. Let's meet you again in my next video, and we keep making this kind of informative videos, and just subscribe, like to our channel. Let's meet you again in some other video. Thank you so much for watching.